Okay, I think I think we finally got it to work. So, guys and gals, I have to really apologize about my voice. Um, I've just been talking a little too much and doing. I had to stay up really late last night to get something done, but I did want to jump on and give you a small update in case you were wondering about what's been going on with the galactics. Was kind of a pause where it seemed that, things were kind of silent. And I was wondering, because I wasn't getting any downloads, um, and I was wondering what the heck was going on. But there is a lot going on, and there has been a lot of progress. So basically, hey, Lori, hi, Tyson. So I finally have a little download now. This is very sketchy, okay? So, and I'm going to show you something really funny with the cards after because essentially they have apparently, I mean, there is a complete, total, utter contact going on between the administration in the United States, the government, and the galactics, and all over the world. But the problem is there is there is so much, um, so many horrible things, so many very serious corrupt crimes that the people in positions of power have committed. They're actually really worried about how the public is going to react, like the galactics are worried about it. So what they're doing is, you know how they're always everything is about cooperation. So apparently, the current administration in the U.S. They basically they are cooperating, and that what the Galactics have in mind after a whole lack of other things have been completed is to retire the current administration, including Trump, the whole bit, and bring in. I mean, it's going to be a completely. It's not going to be the way that. I don't know a lot about it, but basically it's all about peace. Okay, so there is a concern though because I think what's happened now. Look, I'm not 100% sure about what I'm about to say, but I think what's happened is the reason why Trump is cooperating is because he had two choices. Okay, he could either totally cooperate or completely, utterly expose everything that he's ever done. So, and I think he may have to, some of it may have to be exposed anyway, but it's unbelievable. When they talk about disclosure, it's not just disclosing the corruption and the crimes that, the entire system is just corrupt all over the world. The finance, everything is going to be utterly gutted out. But it's not just that stuff. The majority of the disclosure is really cool stuff that right now scientists and archaeologists and historians they can no longer deny. For example, and look, a lot of you already know this, and some of you may actually be working with the galactics because I do know that they needed some humans to work with. I don't really understand exactly what it was, but there's a huge number of things that they couldn't do without your help. Okay, now, so the pyramids, for example. Now, a lot of you may already know this, and that's great if you do, but a lot of people don't. The pyramids, they are the way that they are, um, the way that the position of the pyramids. I mean, there is an absolute incredible tapestry that it matches up with the stars, and there are pyramids on every continent. It's just on the other continents they're buried, and we don't. Well, some people know where they are, but some of them have not been located yet. But they are very important, not just for the information that they contain and sacred geometry and all of that stuff, but because they form part of the magnetic grid of the Earth. Yeah, some of you know the history some of you have actually read part of the CDT plates. And so, is that Charity? Hi. And so you know that, if you know part of the history of the Earth, you know that we're looking at billions of years ago, and we used to be in the second harmonic in a less dense universe. And now we are, they still refer to us as prison Earth. Now, okay, so just let me quickly get to what I wanted to say, because I wanted to show you the funny thing with the tarot. So the other thing, speaking of the CDT plates, apparently they have been located. I don't know how long they've been in the custody of like if there is what the CDT plates are they're a holographic record of everything that has happened to planet Earth, including its origins as planet Terra or Ara in the second harmonic universe, and how it got into the first harmonic is a pretty incredible story. But anyway, for those of you who've been reading up on it and paying attention, you'll know that you guys, so the star seeds, and a number, they're starting in the 1950s. There are three groups of you. Some of you were born in the 50s, some in the 80s, some in the 70s, some in the 90s. But I do know there are three groups of you, and you incarnated for this to assist the galactics. So you're not, like you're with them, okay? Now, there's no, you have to think of it as this has all been planned out. And for people, if you're ever speaking to people who get their backs up about it and think that it's an alien invasion, remind them, we would not be here right now. The Earth would have been absolutely, utterly destroyed long ago, but for the galactics. I think it was starting in 2009. They began, and this is a huge number of civilizations. It's not just it's an absolute act of we would say charity, but they feel bad for us, okay? Not for the dragons and the reptilians, but they do feel bad for the original material, for the human beings that have been trying to live, without, there's a great deal of scarcity, and there's some, people who don't have enough money to pay the rent and stuff. That's not supposed to happen. That doesn't happen in any other civilization. The whole our monetary system, the banks, and the IRS and Revenue Canada, they are all part of the dark forces. There is no such thing as scarcity in the other. Like we are the densest of the dense. Anyway, it's because the entire Earth was, and we're still being, although they're giving up their power. Anyway, they've kept the galactics have kept us in balance. We're now a whopping 18 degrees. True north is if you take a compass out, you'd have to have something that actually shows you true north and magnetic north, and you'll see that it's 18 degrees. It may be more off right now. We would have been in an absolute, we would have been completely destroyed in 2010. So this I did get from the download. Manipulated weather events started, and it's not just weather events. It was really screwing up with the. I didn't understand why, but it was something pretty horrible and evil. Anyway, and recently, so within the past year and a half, there have been two potentially catastrophic events at CERN that the galactics prevented. There, do you ever wonder why we don't have anyone talking about a threat of nuclear war anymore? And why, when the media ask Trump about whether or not he's worried about Korea nuclear weapons, and he actually answered that question saying, "Oh, I don't think that's a problem anymore." Well, the galactics have removed and deactivated every single nuclear weapon on this earth. So there won't be any nuclear war. There's now. So regarding the pyramids, especially, and I was talking about the CDT plates. So these CDT plates have been located, and we've had them for a long period of time. So on those holographic, they're just discs, but they were recorded some 200,000 years ago, and basically it's an entire record of the history of humanity, including for some of you, I mean, this is going to be a bit shocking, but you know that I recorded a video. Last year I put a video out on this whole thing regarding just beginning with planet Terra and the the 12 tribes, you could call them, I guess, of don't take this the wrong way, but basically there was an effort to create a species of beings that could properly inhabit planet Terra or Ara, and so it was the norm then for people to sort of mix their DNA. Anyway, there were two. It resulted in two sort of, I guess you could call them species, races, you could call them. And they inhabited, some of you may remember this whole thing. So this is extremely important for you guys to just remind yourselves of, because all of this information, and then of course there was some trouble. There were some dark forces. There are some dark alien forces that caused some trouble. There was a war. The planet Terra, the inhabitants of planet Terra actually had to go underground, the same way that people did on this earth. But what happened was they could not repair the magnetic grid. There's something about the magnetic grid of a planet that it has to be intact. And so what happened was Terra got sucked into some sort of black hole, and it basically split into 12 pieces, I think, and it emerged into this first harmonic where we are right now. And it's an incredible story about how there were 12 planets that resulted. And it's really interesting because as they were explaining this, so I was thinking, wait a minute, I thought there's only 8 in the solar system. Well, they showed 2 that sort of it got sucked into the sun, and one which oh right, you guys haven't discovered that yet. And I actually Googled it on the internet, and it's the one that we haven't discovered yet was associated with conspiracy theorists. Anyway, it was so cute. But anyway, so it believe me, we're not alone. We're also victims of these really um, very low vibrational. Sometimes they call them dracons. They're not. They're half breeds, and they're very low vibrational. They won't be able. The it's horrible the kinds of things that they have to do to keep themselves alive. Put it that way. Anyway, so they are associated with why are we called prison Earth? Because what they did, we used to have 12-strand DNA. Well, we still do. It's what scientists call junk DNA and mitochondrial DNA. It's not junk. It's a DNA that is lying dormant, that has been deactivated because what the Dracons did to make sure that we couldn't access our intuition, that we couldn't heal ourselves the way we couldn't, basically, everything that Jesus did, the healing and all that. That's how we would be operating if our DNA were if all strands of our DNA were activated. He had 12-strand DNA. So now you know why. It's not that we don't have enough faith. It's that he was operating with a full, the way that we were meant to operate. Now, how did our DNA get deactivated? Well, what they did was, first of all, the Earth used to spin in a clockwise direction. The Dracons switched the direction, so we're now spinning counterclockwise, which really caused a lot of density. And that side of the moon that we never see, that was deliberate as well. We need, in order for us to fully be activated, we need to be exposed to all sides of the moon, so there's all sorts of stuff, but all of this is going to be corrected during the 3 days of darkness, which is actually, they call it, what do they call it? Your 3 days of light code something. I don't know. They don't call it the 3 days of darkness in downloads. Anyway, so what they're doing, what they have decided is that, first of all, there has to be some disclosure on all of the science, all of the, basically the truth is, we at this point in time have been denied, information, but also the the generations that inhabited Earth before us, and if you go way back, were way more advanced than we are, because they were getting assistance from the galactics. Okay, the galactics were shut out. I don't know what I don't quite understand exactly this dome. There's something. I don't think it's the Van Allen belts, but there's something that they did that kept the archangels even out of our space. We couldn't be accessed. Now that has now changed, but I can't get any information. I can't get much further than that. I don't have a lot of details on that. So basically, you may look around and think that nothing is being done, but there is a huge amount of work being done. So what's going to happen is when they're ready, well, when we're ready to make contact, there won't it won't be like an invasion or anything, because they're already here. And what they're doing, there's money, and it's not actually money. It's some form of abundance that's already been sent out to they're trying to balance, the scarcity. Anyway, So there's a whole lot of, it's all very, very inspiring, okay? But so what I thought was absolutely hilarious was, I'm just going to show you now here with the cards. So they are slightly suspicious. Not, they didn't use that word, okay? They're not. What they have right now is an agreement with the current administration in the United States to gently. There's going to be, a very very um, well-paced, gradual um, release of power. They by the way, they have to do this because apparently the crimes that have been committed by people in positions of power, they are so severe that the galactics could actually uh, do mass arrests of people all around the world and bring them before galactic courts. It's just, they are worried that the members of our public are going to be absolutely outraged. Now, just before I look at the cards, I can't believe I didn't mention this. So, what's the whole point of this? So, here's what they're saying that you guys are supposed to be doing right now. So, some of you may have memories of. Now, here we go with all this information slipping out of my head. There's something about the pyramids and or sacred sites. So, some of you may be connected to sacred sites here, like in North America. Okay, some of you may be connected to sacred sites in Egypt. There are sacred sites on every continent. So, the in what you guys are supposed to be doing is rebuilding through the use of your mind and sending. You don't even have to be there. Is connecting. Oh, thank you for those hearts. Whoever's sending them is sending love to Mother Earth. You know that she's actually like a soul, a being. So you're at this grid structure is actually lifting her up, raising her vibration. The pyramids are in on all the continents are part as well as sacred sites are all points, very important points regarding this grid system. So you guys are supposed to be sending love to these particular points and imagining them all reconnecting. Okay. What was the other thing that they said? The other thing that you need to do, be prepared to be calm because nobody else is going to be calm. The first thing that's going to happen is, first of all, people are going to be very, very angry about the scientific information and the technological information that has been held back. People are going to be angry about that. You guys have to keep everybody calm. The second thing that people are going to be extremely upset about are the disclosure on the crimes that, and I mean, we're talking about they call them the, uh, I can't remember what the word that they use, but basically it's the people in the positions of power all over the world. Really, really scary, corrupt, gross stuff. So people are going to be outraged and enraged about that. Your job is to keep them calm, because there's something about your ability to keep the vibration high. All right. I mean, people are really going to be pissed off. Okay, and you guys might be a bit pissed off too, but your job is to keep the light, keep everyone focused on light, to calm people down, and keep things peaceful. All right, you have the ability to do that. What else did they say? There's like there's some uncertainty. Uh, there's it does. Remember when I said I felt like there was something up regarding the pause? Well, they do appear to have realized that they said that the contact, when contact is made with the public, it's going to be at a time when people are not in fear, and people are uh, over the outrage and the the anger over the information that they didn't have. So I'm just reading Tyson's. Wow, that's yeah. Actually, so some of you, they did say that some of you may have memories. See, this is and blank blank blank. I try. My short-term memory is terrible, but it has something to do with the sacred sites and the points. It's just the land that you may be connected to. So, and what they said is it could be related to where you incarnated, or it could be why you incarnated at on that continent or something like that. But then again, some of you are being drawn to go overseas and stuff. So um, don't worry too much about that. So that's just the general message. So what I wanted to show you was, so what they were pointing out was that the administration has agreed, apparently agreed to peacefully allow the when everything is ready, the the system of see, it's not really a government, because that's not the way that they operate. It's there's even a word for it that it's a peaceful organization, and it's all centered around peace. So it's a replacement for whatever administration and the Senate and uh, the entire the Congress, Senate, that all is going to be replaced with this organization of peace. Now, what I want to look at, so what they were saying was that they do want to make sure that they're aware, while they've been told, they've been promised by the current administration that they will cooperate, they're putting something in place to make to as a backup plan in case they won't. So what I want to look at is how how is Trump feeling about, because he's what is that? How is Trump feeling about the fact that something is going to be, wow, looks like he's feeling guilty. Um, show me more, please. That may have something to do with what's her name. So he's standing there. Now, look, this could be anything, because I'll tell you something. Oh, God only knows what he's feeling guilty about here. Ugh. I don't even want to. Well, Trump is definitely doing some reminiscing and some serious thinking here. But however, what 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 this person is doing is they're in the process of making a decision. So he's supposed to have already decided. What is he thinking about? What is he considering there in that 7 of? Sorry, I just realized you may not have been able to see that. What is Trump thinking about something that was said to him? Okay, just a moment now. So what is he thinking about there? What is he thinking about doing in that 7? Well, there's right here is this is the new Earth. Okay, it's going to look completely frigging different. Notice how it's all refreshed. The colors. Notice how the colors are completely different. And it's there's no money in this. The finance. You could be thinking about the financial system. The financial system that will be set up. You guys are just not going to believe this. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not really money. So for this is why this is only going to work for really high vibrational people. It's almost like anything that you want or need, you can have, I mean, in terms of food, clothing, whatever you need to. There's infinite abundance, but for anyone who has any energy of greed or and manipulation or anything, they won't be able to access the money or something. It's something like that. Anyway, what is Trump thinking and feeling there in the seven? Is some kind of a choice here? Oh, some kind of a contract. Uh-oh. What is he thinking and feeling? And this is some kind of a realization. Has he realized? Poor Trumpy. Well, there he is, because he is a Gemini here. You may realize that he's been a narcissistic jerk. Or what is he thinking and feeling here? No. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you who this is. I think that's Ashtar. That's one of the galactics, because he always comes up as the King of Swords, and that is a Gemini as well. We've got two Geminis. What is Trump? What is he thinking and feeling about this? He's upset about something. He could feel guilty. Why is he in the Five of Cups? Because he has to move along. I mean, that's interesting. But this is kind of like he does feel like he ruined everything. Well, Trump has a conscience. Who knew? Now, just a moment here. Because that can be ascension. I wonder, is he thinking and feeling? Somebody's told him something here. Somebody's told him something. Just a minute now. He has to look at this. Look at this. Look at this. No, it's shame. It's shame. So what they've said here, do you see this? That's an offer, okay? And again, it's either, and this is everybody knowing, it's exactly as I said. He either cooperates or he has to be completely, utterly exposed, right? So he has no choice. He has no choice. Anyway, yeah, Tyson probably, yeah. I can't reconnect the grid. Yep. Yes, and they talked about the importance of being sovereign. It's all good. It's all good. The only people who would dislike it are people who like to control, manipulate, and enslave others. The only people who would be turned off by what's coming up are people who like to show off, who think they're better than others. It's the only people who would be turned off are extremely low vibrational people, and I don't think that they are going to feel physically well when the Earth is, because the Earth will be rotating in a clockwise direction after the 3 days of darkness are over with. And I'm not sure of this, but I'm seeing, this is not information or a download that I got, but there's going to be something completely different about the lunar energy. I think we might have 7 moons or something, but there's that we will have more than enough of that beautiful, lunar, deep, beautiful, intense, emotional energy. And we're not going to, we'll be able to be exposed to all sides of the moon. Now, so how does that sound to everybody? Just trying to see. I made some notes here. They talked about. See, some of the stuff I didn't really understand. Yeah, I mean, like the idea of when. Well, what is it? An Archangel Michael, or when they say soon, sometimes it's eons. But no, I do believe that something's happening within the next year. It's pretty big. The other thing that I have a feeling about, even though I'm not getting any downloads on this, there is something about that lunar eclipse on September the 7th, the blood moon. There's something really, really mysterious about that. I feel like, and the fact that they're not mentioning it usually means that it's something pretty big. Um, and how long does that last for 2 days? That could be the bloody. They could be doing the readjustment, the alignment then. I mean, just be prepared for it. Okay, so how do you prepare for the 3 days darkness? You just remember, do not. There's going to be a global power outage. Do not panic. Do not go home immediately because there will be um, some kind of paralysis that your body will go through. And it's don't worry, it's exactly what's supposed to happen. You don't want to be in the middle of a grocery store when that happens, or driving your car. So if as soon as it starts, how will you know? Well, there will be a huge bloody, the power will be out everywhere. There will be absolutely no internet, nothing. Okay, and it's quite deliberate. The Earth will be slowing down to a stop, and then it will begin rotating on its own axis in another direction. People will be freaking out because think of the number of people that are really following this and staying on top of this. Not very many, not very many at all, not very many at all. So you just want to immediately get home, and you want to make sure that you are lying down and get ready to receive messages. Okay, and this is not something that you need to be intuitive. They're going to come in loud and clear no matter what. All right, so that's all. And did anyone have any comments or concerns? um, some of this, I noticed that some people have that some of this information is in what is that channel? The YouTube channel, The Truth Can Save Your Life. There's a lot. There's some of I can tell what I didn't get right when I listen to that channel. However, yeah, in the dated darkest moment, yeah. Ah, beautiful, Tyson. Yeah, yeah, with one word. Oh God, that is so beautiful. And yes, your mind will remember. Tyson, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm so honored to be able to. I know I'm doing the best that I can. It's pretty. I don't really do medium work. So downloads, I've been gone now 3 months without getting a download. But I really felt that there was just sort of like something has been delayed, and it does appear that they were doing some work with some people on Earth. So, like, I feel like these were scientists or geologists or something, and I think it has to do with preparing for some scientific disclosure. And that I think so. I think then that's how they're going to start out. They're not going to start out with the crimes. They're going to start out with the scientific disclosure. So so you guys, I mean, I'm getting a lot of I know that it's everybody's sort of, it's easy to get tied up with your personal life and your boyfriends and your husbands and all in your love life, but I really need you guys to turn now to this really be aware and do your daily meditation or whatever, even if you can do a prayer. And we have to step up the lives now where we're doing our um, is whatever. Sometimes we just have chats, and sometimes we have our global prayers. Sometimes we do the chakra clearing. Yeah. So I will step that up too. But just remember that I just feel like something is brewing, and you will start to see these. These changes. It'll start with the disclosure. So you're going to start hearing about the pyramids, and you're going to start hearing about the sphinxes, and the hall under the mountains, and the holographic discs. You're going to start hearing about all of that. It's all true, okay? And your job is to keep everybody calm, okay? And I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be telling you. And I think that's the main stuff. I've probably missed a few things here and there. Right. So we are going to shut down the live. Does anyone? Nobody has. I'm just looking at. Yeah. That they said that some of you would have. It could be emotionally. You could pick up emotions from it. Intensity. Also, what is it? Cold shivers and stuff like that. You guys especially. But it's an extremely important um, a part of the earth being able to be resurrected and to ascend into the 5D as well. This grid is needed for ascension. It's kind of like the way the solar flares and the high energy. It's funny because you look on YouTube and you see all these people from different facets of society, and the scientists are not communicating with the spiritual people. The spiritual people aren't communicating. So you have these scientists out there reporting, oh, the solar flares, and they don't understand where it's coming from or why it's happening or who it's for. And it's just really okay. Sorry, positive spirit saying to be positive. Okay, did you see that? See how fast I can go negative? All right, one message for my ground crew, and I've been told to refer to you as star seeds, light workers, ground crew, and better late than nevers. So better late than nevers are people who've decided to turn toward the light. You're just as important, okay? Better late than nevers. In fact, look at this. I think you are an angel of light. So this is straight from spirit. It's important that an angel of light. So those are photons. That's a star seed. Before you, I surrender past and future. All that matters is this moment. My heart is transformed every time you are near. I believe that's Gaia. That's Mother Earth talking to you. Do you see that? So, how powerful are you guys? I'm just in awe of you guys. All right, I love you so much. Hey, there's Nancy. Yeah, Nancy, I'm losing my voice here. So, I do want you to play this back when you can. Guys, I really have to apologize about my voice. I've been talking too much, and I've been trying to catch up on some personal readings, so I did a whole whack right in a row. So Nancy, I need to talk to you, Nancy, about our project as well. So maybe we will discuss that on the email, or we'll have a Zoom and work it out on the Zoom, okay? So guys, I love you so much, and I'll be doing more of these lives as we get more information. Okay, guys, so we will talk to you very, very soon. And thank you for putting up with my scratchy voice. Hopefully, it'll be better next time.